I absolutely love it.
I'm retired and looking for something useful in retirement, so you sometimes have to reinvent yourself.
The sheer enjoyment of tutoring children. I love children and I enjoy the results that I get.
If you love to read, if you love children, tutoring is the thing for you.
AARP Experienced Core Tutors are making a difference.
I guess I like most what I learned from them because I think in the interaction, there are things that they teach me that they aren't even aware of.
I don't know who's happier to see us, the teachers or the students.
It's fun, and these are very valuable, precious children who should have as much an opportunity as possible.
Literacy tutors are needed in Cleveland. Call 216-391-9500.
Our Better Business Bureau helped us avoid losing thousands of dollars to a loan modification scam.
My BBB helped me find a mechanic I can trust.
My BBB helped our company show support for high ethical standards in the communities we serve.
My BBB helped boost my company's online presence and brought in new customers.
Find out what your BBB can do for you at www.bbb.org.
Hello, my name is Errol Porter and welcome to TV 20. We are Cleveland. Welcome to Consumer Trends. This show, of course, is all about sharing with you, our audience, what is currently trending in our lives as consumers. We are making choices daily about buying or using various goods and services. And each month right here, we provide tips and recommendations on best practices in making these decisions about what we select for our family and ourselves. And here today joining us is Sue McConnell of the Better Business Bureau. And what a great time for you to be here. We're going to be talking about buying cars, especially during tax season, and the do's and don'ts. I'm going to try to save you from spending money that you probably didn't want to spend, and also being gotten by predators, of course. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us here.
You have I read here an extensive resume and been working with BBB for a long time. Tell everyone here about your experience with BBB.
Well, I've been with the BBB 35 years. I'm currently the Senior Vice President. I've spent most of that time at the BBB located in Cleveland, but I've also worked at BBBs in Honolulu and Akron.
Honolulu?
Yes, came back to Cleveland winters, ask me why.
And that's funny because probably a big difference in car buying tactics in a warm weather environment like Honolulu, besides being cold and wintry here in Cleveland, correct?
Sure, because your vehicles don't undergo the abuse of potholes and road conditions and weather conditions that they do here.
Absolutely. Now, people out there, I know you get excited about getting those tax refunds back, and the first thing you want to do is, hey, I'm going straight to the auto dealership to buy me a car. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when we're riding around the city of Cleveland during this time, we're seeing cars with 30-day tags sitting on the side of the roads, and there's reasons for that, many of them. We're going to try to avoid some of that by talking to you today. And the first time when you buy a car, what you want to do is perform some kind of check on the cars. And whether you buy a used car from a dealer or an individual, you can find checklists in magazines, books, on websites that deal with used cars, and what are some of the things that the BBB offers so we can get those checks done?
Well, when you're about to buy a vehicle, whether it's new or used, you need to do some research, and there are so many resources available, probably more than we've ever had. You need to research the dealer, make sure that you're buying the vehicle from a trustworthy auto dealer. And you also need to research the vehicle that you want to buy. There are various checklists that you can use. In fact, the Ohio Attorney General has a very good checklist on their website for you to even take to the dealership. The questions that you can ask so you don't forget about it. Sometimes buying a vehicle is a very emotional purchase, and we get so wrapped up in this beautiful car that we lose some of our common sense, and it becomes a very emotional buy and not one based on common sense and logic and facts. So if you want to check out a dealer, you can go to the Better Business Bureau on our website, which is bbb.org/Cleveland. We rate businesses on a grading scale of A+ to F. depending on various conditions. A large part of that grade is based on the complaint volume that we've received about that dealership. You can not only see how many complaints we've had, you can also read the complaints, and this is extremely helpful so you can see what other consumers have experienced when they've gone to the dealership to buy a vehicle.
Now, the dealerships, when I'm coming to them with my checklist, is there laws where they have to abide by that? When I come in my checklist, do they have to say, go by those guidelines?
Well, there are some laws regarding automobile sales and just how a business practices its business in general. And there are laws regarding advertising, because very often it's an advertisement that brought you to that particular dealership to look at that particular vehicle. And some of these laws say that they cannot misrepresent the vehicle, for example, which is one of the common complaints we get about is particularly used car purchases. In fact, the sale of used cars was one of the top 10 types of complaints we got in 2014 at the Better Business Bureau from Clevelanders, because consumers go to a car dealership and they may be told a lot of things about that vehicle, and those things might not necessarily always be factual. And if those representations are not put into writing, you'll have a very difficult time proving that that vehicle was misrepresented to you at the time that you purchased it.
And there's a certain price you're seeing on the vehicle, on the window, and it may be a little bit different than what that car is really worth. How do we just find out the value of what these cars are worth?
Well, that's a good question. Again, there are a lot of website resources for you to get information on the value of a vehicle. So let's say you have a particular car in mind. It's very wise for you to shop around different dealers for that vehicle. You can go to a website like the National Automobile Dealers Association, or Edmunds.com, EDMUNDS.com, or even Kelley Blue Book. You can enter the make, the model, the year of the vehicle, and get information on what that vehicle's value is, what you might expect to pay at dealerships in your area. This is also good information to have if you're planning to trade in your vehicle towards the purchase of a new car. So you walk onto that car lot knowing what is a fair value to get for that trade-in when you're buying another vehicle.
Now, if it's a used car sitting on a lot, of course, used cars means someone else had to own that car before.
Yes.
Am I able to contact the previous owner of that vehicle?
The name of the previous owner is not going to be something that you'll be able to get. That's private information. However, you get the vehicle identification number, the VIN. There are places, again, online where you can enter that VIN. Vehicle history is a place to do that. You can enter the VIN number and find out about how many owners it had, what the odometer readings would have been. You can get information about titles of a vehicle. There's a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System that you can go to again online and really get the history of a vehicle. And then there are services like a Carfax that'll sell you a history of a vehicle. Now, it won't tell you every little ding, every little repair, but it's a good idea at the dealership to see if the car had any kind of repair history, and if the dealer did any repairs to it before they put it on the lot for sale.
Now, there's actually a place where we can go actually and find out some of that information also, and that's the U.S. Department of Transportation's Vehicle Safety Hotline. And what kind of information will that give us?
Well, they'll be able to tell you if that particular type of car has had recalls. So you'll get an idea what repair or service issues you might experience. There's also the National Insurance Crime Bureau that can tell you if a vehicle has been flood damaged. This time of year, particularly in the spring, in some parts of this country, there are some very violent storms sometimes. And there are cities that encounter flooding. And it's not uncommon if a car dealership floods to take those flood damaged vehicles, clean them up, and ship them to some other place in the country and sell them to often unsuspecting consumers who are not aware. So that's another good reason to search the title on a car to see if it's been a salvaged vehicle, if it's been a flood damaged vehicle, or if it's even been branded as a lemon by a previous owner.
Now, what do we do if we found out that this information was fabricated? Because I know some people may find a way, crooks find a way to fabricate and sneak information in that's not there. And What can we do about that situation?
If you find that out or you have reason to suspect the car was misrepresented, the odometer was tampered with, those are issues you take to a law enforcement agency like an Ohio Attorney General. You could even probably call your local police department if you feel somebody really took advantage and basically stole your money trying to buy this vehicle. But that's why it's so important to do your research first. Figure out what kind of car you might want to get, what you can afford to pay for that vehicle. Check out the dealership, get what information you can about the car, and not to be in a hurry. You have time on your side when you're looking for a vehicle. The sales rep may try to rush you into a purchase, may talk very quickly, may juggle a lot of numbers, try to confuse you. But you really need to be calm and cool, take your checklist, and if you have a smartphone, some of these websites we've talked about, you can go right on them while you're standing there looking at the car and get some other information that you can use to negotiate a good deal.
You know, oftentimes, I'll be that guy. My first job. First job, first tax refund, I'm ready to buy a car, I'm a first time buyer. What are some of the things that a first time buyer should be aware of?
Well, let's say you're buying a used vehicle. You should know that used vehicles are either sold with a warranty or as is. Most of the complaints that we get at the Better Business Bureau are from consumers who have purchased a used vehicle as is. This means it has no warranty whatsoever, and that whatever you may be told about the vehicle could be meaningless if you drive it off the lot, you've paid for it, and you signed a sales agreement, and 2 days later you have serious repair issues. The dealer's not responsible. So does it come with a warranty? If so, what does the warranty cover? How many days or months is the warranty going to last? So you want to know that information. You'll want to know some information about the type of vehicle. Again, try to find out what its repair history was. Did the dealer do any repairs to it? Get the VIN number, research that online. And take your time. Don't be swayed by the new paint job the car might have received or the fact that it's all shiny looking and brand new. You want to test drive that vehicle. And if possible, we always encourage consumers to get it inspected. There are vehicle diagnostic services that will do this for you. Some of them will even come to the dealership and do it if the dealer doesn't want you to just drive off and take the car somewhere. But it's very important to take a good look at this vehicle, have it inspected, understand if it's with a warranty or as is, and definitely test drive it. It's interesting to me how many people will go onto a website and look at pictures of a vehicle online and decide to buy that vehicle without ever seeing it in person or ever getting behind the wheel. We would not recommend that you pick your cars that way.
Absolutely not. Now, with that said, some of the dealers, let's talk about the dealer sales and the buyer's guides, real close. Used cars are sold through a variety of outlets and franchise and independent dealers, rental car companies, leasing companies, all the alike. What are some things we need to dig into and find out about them? And also, is it wise to get your family involved? You know, to ask them questions and maybe they can come and help you in purchasing a vehicle, or maybe a mechanic, or maybe someone else who owns a auto dealership. They come with you to another auto dealership, and maybe that'll make life a little easier also.
Those are certainly good suggestions. If you have a friend who's a mechanic, or take somebody else with you, because sometimes when you're in the heat of buying a vehicle and you get all excited about this vehicle, there may be some questions you forget to ask. That's why this checklist we talked about is a good thing to take with you. And they should tell you if that vehicle was previously a rental car. You should be able to find out. You'll look at the odometer and see how many miles are on the vehicle. You want to check everything, the power windows, the lights, the horn, look in the trunk, look under the floor mats. You know, really give that vehicle a good going over and make sure that it isn't showing signs of quick patch jobs, or if it looks like there's staining on the carpeting and on the floor, it could be a sign it was flood damaged. A lot of things that you want to look at. And have in mind when you go to the dealership what the fair value is of the car that you're going to be looking at, so you can negotiate a good deal. And know if you have a trade-in, what your trade-in is worth. Don't be pressured into signing something Don't be pressured into, if somebody tells you, well, I can't offer you this same price tomorrow. Well, if somebody's trying to pressure you into buying anything, then you may want to do business with somebody else, because if that car is a good deal, you'll be able to buy it tomorrow, next week, next month, and shop around. You should also shop around for financing. A lot of people like to use the financing that's provided by the dealer because it's very convenient. But it might not be the best deal you can get. You may belong to a credit union, and they might have better loan for you, or your bank might. So shop around for financing, shop around for your vehicle.
All right. And we're getting some great advice from Sue McConnell. She is the Senior Vice President of the Better Business Bureau. And when we come back, I want to get into those 2 words, as is. It's always a scary situation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Consumer Trends. I'm Errol Porter. This is TV 20. We are Cleveland.
So, how's the remodel going?
Oh my gosh, where do I start? My contractor is amazing. He's made the whole process so easy on me. It's like I've always said, it pays to look for the seal. Ladies, I am not kidding. I always look for the seal.
Oh, I know you do. I do too.
Me too.
That's the truth. When we bought our car, we looked for the seal. When we were searching for daycares, we looked for the seal. I won't even buy shoes online unless I see the seal.
The BBB makes my life easier because I know I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. That's why I always look for the seal.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hello, Cleveland, and welcome back to TV 20. You are tuned in to Consumer Trends. I am Errol Porter, and I am alongside Susan McConnell, Senior Vice President of the Better Business Bureau. And she's giving us a lot of information today about purchasing vehicles, particularly during tax season. We're going to help save you a lot of money and heartache and trouble by getting some more great information from Ms. McConnell here. Now, let's talk about as-is, no warranty deals. You always go to a used car lot and you see that on the window, a checkbox, as is. And to us, that means you're going to take this exactly like it is. If the tire falls off on your way out, it's too bad. How can we be protected with the as-is box?
Well, you need to understand exactly that right. Despite what that sales rep may be telling you while you're standing there is no warranty on that vehicle. And whatever condition it's in, you are agreeing that you understand it is as is. No warranty, regardless of what was said about that vehicle. You cannot come back later and say, you told me such and such. Very difficult to prove a conversation. No warranty, that's what it is.
Now, no, it says as is, no warranty, but then other people fight back with the lemon law. Now, how does that play into an as is warranty?
There is no lemon law when it comes to buying a used vehicle, and that is a common misconception, along with the misconception that you have 3 days to think about buying this vehicle and you can cancel the sale. The 3-day right to cancel does not apply ever to the sale of a vehicle unless the particular dealer says that they will allow you some time to cancel. And if they tell you that, be absolutely certain that's in writing on your sales agreement before you drive off with that vehicle. The lemon law applies to new vehicles. So a lemon law applies to a vehicle that has either 18,000 miles or you've owned for 12 months, whichever comes first. And if you've had to have something repaired more than 3 times, or you've had several things looked at more than 8 times, and this vehicle just is not getting fixed, or there's something about it that impairs the value or the safety or the use of the vehicle, then it can fall under the lemon law in the state of Ohio. But again, it's only for new vehicles. And the manufacturer is allowed to have some time to fix the problem. But if they cannot get it fixed, then they can offer you a refund, they can take the car back, and you can go to arbitration over these cases to get what's owed you.
Now let's repeat that again, our consumers out there. The no limit law does not refer to used vehicles.
Used vehicles,
at all.
never.
Okay, I did not know that.
In fact, if a vehicle is determined to be a lemon, the title has to indicate that it's been branded a lemon. But that car can be resold. If it can be repaired, it can be resold. And some dealers do sell cars that have been branded as lemons, but that's another good reason to research the title of a vehicle.
Now, are there any laws that are available where dealers are held responsible for selling cars that don't meet the reasonable quality standards?
Well, there are some laws regarding implied warranties and safety and things like that, but really, your best bet as a buyer is to make sure you don't end up with a vehicle that's not safe. Test drive the vehicle, research the vehicle, make sure that you have it inspected by someone, especially if it's a used vehicle.
Now, let's get a definition real quick of some of these types of warranties that are placed on these vehicles. You talked about the implied warranty.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that it goes without saying that this vehicle is you're going to be able to drive it, and it's going to be safe for you to drive. So express warranties are going to be things that are in writing, and a warranty on a vehicle, with a lot of new vehicles, they have pretty lengthy warranties anymore, and it pretty much covers everything. But when you buy a used vehicle, that warranty is probably limited in some way. So a limited warranty is one that is for a certain period of time, and it only covers certain parts of the vehicle, certain repairs, and you may have to pay so much up front for the repairs, and the dealer then pays the rest for the repairs.
A warranty of fitness for a particular purpose.
Yeah, so for a vehicle, that would be, I can drive this.
Right, okay.
That's the reason I bought it. So, and these are some legal issues, and if you if you have to take somebody to court over the purchase of your vehicle, these could be things that could be argued by your attorney, that this vehicle didn't follow with implied warranty or fitness purpose warranty or merchantability and various other things.
Are service contracts important? Should we get one of those?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of new vehicles, of course, have very lengthy warranties now from the manufacturer. But if you want to buy a service contract, which they're sometimes called extended warranties, but not really warranties legally, they're service contracts, see what it covers, so you're not duplicating coverage you already have, how much it costs you. We've had problems at the Better Business Bureau over the years with businesses that contact you when they know your manufacturer's warranty is about to expire and tell you they want to sell you a service contract. And the thing to know about a service contract is there are going to be deductibles and there are going to be limitations. Do you have to call first before you get the repairs done in order to be eligible to be refunded? There are a lot of conditions. So again, go to bbb.org/Cleveland. Check out the company that is offering the service contract, see what kind of grade they have, how they handle complaints, and then read the contract very carefully before you purchase the contract, before you purchase it.
Here's a bit of information that can save some people, and I did not know that this service existed. A pre-purchase and independent inspection. You can pay $100 for someone to go and pre-inspect that car for you.
Yes. There are diagnostic services. There are people that make themselves available to do that. Sometimes you have to take the vehicle to them. Some services may agree to go right to the dealership and inspect it right there. But $100 save you a lot of money in the long run. Well worth it.
And like you said, if they don't let you drive the vehicle off the lot, then you can pay for a service to come to the particular dealership and look at that car for you. That scares a lot of people. It scares a lot of those salesmen.
Yeah.
And let's talk about private sales too, because sometimes we're not going to a buyer. We're looking in the paper. We find someone who has a car in the driveway. And what are some of the things we need to watch out for when buying from a private?
Well, one of the things is, you're buying it from a private individual, so they don't have to follow the same laws that an auto dealer, a business, has to follow. And you are basically counting on this person to truthfully represent the condition of the vehicle, the repair history of the vehicle, that they didn't steal the vehicle to sell it to you. So you want to look at the title, look at the odometer reading on it the last time it was purchased, look at what the odometer reading is in the vehicle. And you can, again, jot down that VIN number that vehicle identification number just as if you were buying the car at a dealer, and research that car online before you agree to buy. Word of caution, if you see it advertised on something like a Craigslist or any kind of online classified, be very careful if you're going to go to this person's home or some remote place to meet them to talk about buying this vehicle. We've heard a lot of stories from people who have been assaulted, robbed, because the person advertising the car doesn't have a car. They're just luring you to some remote spot to take advantage of you. If you're going to meet somebody to go look at their vehicle, you can meet them at a police station parking lot. And that way you can be a little more assured that you'll be in a safe situation. But definitely research the vehicle and check it over again very thoroughly. Have somebody inspect it before you agree to buy it, even if it seems like a great deal that you'll never find anywhere else.
All right, so we had a great time and great information given by Susan McConnell of the Better Business Bureau. And really quickly, to all our consumers out there, let's get something that they can take home with them, something that may save their pockets.
Well, research the dealership, research the vehicle. The best arsenal you can have is facts, information, so that when you step on that lot, you're in control, not the sales representative.
Absolutely, there you go. And I hope this information gets you the quality car that you deserve. If you're a first-time buyer or you've done it before, there's tax refunds come around every year, and the first thing most of us do is we want to get into a new vehicle. So we hope you'll be able to be protected a little bit more. We appreciate the information that you've given to us today, and you can come back anytime because we're always looking to buy cars. You know,
Thank you.
So we appreciate you, and don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to Consumer Trends, and we'll be right back to wrap things up right after this message.
So, how's the remodel going?
My contractor is amazing. He's made the whole process so easy on me. It's like I've always said, it pays to look for the seal. The BBB makes my life easier because I know I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. That's why I always look for the seal.
Welcome back to TV 20 and welcome back to Consumer Trends. I'm Errol Porter, and like always, our grand finale, we are joined by John Mahoney from the Office of Fair Housing and Consumer Affairs. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Real quick, we got some great information about purchasing vehicles during tax time, and we're so happy that you all are able to always give us the opportunity to get some great information back out there to our listeners. Tell us more about what the Consumer Affairs has to offer.
Okay. Well, we're the Office of Fair Housing and Consumer Affairs, so we take consumer complaints about a product they buy or a service they buy. If they have some misunderstanding, they don't think they got what they should have, they can call us. We can try to mediate that with the business or seller, whoever it is, contractor, and try to make sure that we all work together to get a outcome that gets you what you paid for and everyone's happy. So that's what we try to do. And luckily we have great partners like the Better Business Bureau who also do that kind of work. They have a great website for people to go to the Better Business Bureau website and look up a business, look up a contractor, look up a dealership, see what kind of ratings they have. And sometimes there's no rating for them on there. And if you can't find them on the Better Business website, if you can't find them on Google search or something like that, you may want to think twice about dealing with them, because most legitimate businesses will be, online. They'll have web pages. The BBB will know about them. We'll know about them. So if you're ever not sure, you can give us a call. We'll look them up. The Better Business Bureau can look them up for you by calling them. So we just want to make sure when you do decide to do something, you're working with someone who's reputable, because we want you to keep your money. And now is tax time, so there's a lot of money out there. People buying used cars, people working on their house, buying whatever, big ticket items and things. So do your research, be a smart consumer. If you have a question, give us a call. We're happy to help you with some information. And usually if you can call us before you do something, we can give you some tips that might save you some heartache in the end. So that's what we try to do.
Great information. And don't forget, people out there, take advantage of the Office of Fair Housing and Consumer Affairs here in the city of Cleveland. We want to thank John Mahoney. We want to thank Mayor Frank Jackson and General Manager of TV 20, Kathy Allen. Next time we come back here on Consumer Trends, we're going to be talking about best practices with contractors for the city of Cleveland. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in a little while. This has been Consumer Trends. I'm Errol Porter. This is TV 20, and we are Cleveland.